Senator Roberts, you have the call.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for being here, Ms Croucher and your team. I'd like to get some information from you to see about your interventions and then to discuss a particular case that I understand the Human Rights Commission is involved. First to the information, how much has the Australian Human Rights Commission spent on legal representations in immigration matters? You'd have to take that on notice, I'm sure.
Yes, Senator, I will take it on notice. In terms of immigration matters, I'm not sure what you mean.
Advocacy for immigrants?
Our work, our general human rights work could include issues pertaining to immigration, but that would be very hard to particularise because it's part of a general mandate. In terms of involvement in external litigation, we have a little bit of intervention work that I can speak to, but it would be very hard to speak about the particulars of the kind that you're asking for. I don't know that we can really help there.
We'd just like some indication of how much money is spent by the Australian Human Rights Commission on supporting immigration matters.
I can certainly take the question on notice, but with respect to the answer that we might be able to give, it'll be fairly general, I would think.
Okay.
But we'll do our best, Senator.
You can only answer what you've been asked.
That's right. Thank you.
I'll honour your question by taking it on notice.
How much has it spent on in total on legal matters?
Again, if I could, I'll take that on notice.
Yes.
I can give as a specific example the amount we spent on intervening in the recent High Court case, the NZYQ matter. I know that figure off the top of my head, but in terms of total engagement, over what period are you interested?
So the last decade, please.
The last decade. Yeah. Well, to the extent that we can provide that information, otherwise, if I may suggest, we might reflect a more contained period to give an example of an answer to that.
Yes, we'd just like to get an indication of the priorities, that's all, in terms of the money, where it goes. So if 10 years is ridiculously impossible, then the shorter period, I just want to get some indication.
An indication,
yeah.
Yes. It's not very much. I can give you that indication.
How many cases has the Australian Human Rights Commission intervened in or appeared in for an Australian who lost a job due to a vaccine mandate, a COVID injection mandate?
We don't appear for people in that way, Senator. We may seek to intervene or our commissioners may seek to act as amicus within their mandates, but we don't act for people in that way.
Okay, then how many have you intervened in?
With respect to that particular topic, I don't know of any, but again, I will confirm that on notice.
Thank you. Let's go to the case. I think it's. Can you please explain the Commission's intervention in the federal court case Tickle and Giggle to argue that sex, as in gender sex, isn't real? I'm told that you've intervened in that.
It's the exercise of an amicus function of the Sex Discrimination Commissioner, Senator. Perhaps Commissioner Cody might like to speak to you directly about that.
Thank you very much, Senator Anna Cody, Sex Discrimination Commissioner. And the role that the Commission is playing in that matter is as amicus curiae. So it's
what does that mean?
It means friend of the court. So our role is to try and help the court understand some of the complex issues. Our role in intervening is to help understand the meaning of Section 5B, and it's the first, or one of the first times that the federal court will be considering the changes to the Sex Discrimination Act that were introduced in 2013. And there's also a constitutional challenge whether or not it is valid under the Convention for the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women and the Civil and Political Rights Convention. So we're intervening on those two issues.
Thank you. How many letters after LGB does the Commission recognise?
We use a range of terms to refer to the communities. Sometimes we would refer to LGBTQIA+, because of the ways in which people refer to themselves. We also use the terms that are referred to in international discussions, which is sexual orientation, gender identity, expression, and SC, which for the moment escapes me, but it's another term that's used at an international level.
Okay, thank you. In the Human Rights Commission submission for Tickle and Giggle, apparently the Commission has argued sex is not a biological concept, nor does it refer to male or female. Is that correct?
In our submissions, as in the Sex Discrimination Act itself, the terms man, woman and sex are not defined. We refer to the understanding of woman, which can be both the sex that is identified at birth, but also through identification through birth certificates at all state and territory levels. A person can change their recognised sex through the birth certificate recognition. So
the Human Rights Commission believes that sex can be changed after birth?
That is recognised in law around all of the states and territories in Australia.
Sex is not binary, limited to male or female? Another intervention?
That is a discussion that is an argument that will occur at the federal court, the meanings of the words female, man, woman and sex.
To be considered female, it just needs to say female on a birth certificate, which a male can do at any stage of life. That's correct? That's your view?
No, that's not the view of the Commission. The submissions that we have made in the federal court and will argue when it comes to the full hearing of the case, we'll be looking at how that is understood within the Sex Discrimination Act and the meaning that is ascribed, and as I've referred to, both includes for man or woman the sex that you are identified with at birth, but also can be changed through the process of altering or be recognised through the process of altering your birth certificate.
Then I'm quoting here, at least as early as the 1990s, it has been accepted that sex is changeable, end of quote. What happened before the 1990s?
It was not recognised in law.
The words female and woman include men who claim to be women. You've validated that. Do you really believe these submissions are really in line with the biological reality of sex and with most of Australians' views? I take it you don't, but that's the way the law sees it.
My role as the Sex Discrimination Commissioner is to apply the Sex Discrimination Act and to intervene to assist the Australian community to achieve gender equality and also to achieve the rights of the LGBTQI+ community. So that is a part of our role as acting as friend of the court in this case.
What changed in 1990?
I think that there was a growing understanding at an international level and also domestically of the range of ways in which people express their sexuality and also their gender identity. So
this is about expression, not science or body.
I think it's probably a combination. Bodies haven't changed, no.
No. Are you aware that sex operations, I'm told, offer only two options, male and female?
I can't help you with that question, Senator.
To me, it seems like this is supporting an attack on family, and I recognise that there can be same-sex couples having a perfectly good family, so I'm not criticising that, but this is breaking up the family. You said it came from overseas, internationally. Broader Australians don't seem to see this as an issue. Why are we spending so much time on it?
You're the one spending time on it.
Correct. Because so many people are now concerned, Senator Chisholm, including Queenslanders.
I think there are many people in the community for whom these are important issues, and it's important that we can discuss them. But for many in the communities of LGBTQI+, they experience severe discrimination, and so we need to ensure that everyone in our community can experience the full range of human rights.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Senator Roberts.